Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. Somebody asked about EDC, everyday carry. I didn't really want to go down this rabbit hole, but I think we need to do that. So the problem is we have so many different components, this, that, opinions out there on the internet. So I'll get into what I carry basically day to day. So we'll start with my little man purse here, just all my little odds and ends that I don't want to keep loose in my pocket. I drop that in. Next thing, flashlight. And then we start talking about weapon systems and knives and all the different components. So your life is different than my life. I maintained several different properties. I try to dress low key, Bubba mode. It gets hot here. Don't wear much for shorts anymore. But it's not the shorts, actually it's the pockets. And so Coyle splashed up a picture of these pants. They take a trail of tears. What they do is they go from instructor pants, they go to my work pants, and they go to medical pants. So they get a good use in a long life. All right, I'm dressing slick right now. When I say slick, so we start adding components. So right now, if I go 3 o'clock, Block 43X, I've been working with this platform. It works well. Now, if we add cutting tools in, we have several different types. And easiest for me right now when I go out and I work and I train is I can use a cheap tool. CRKT, James Williams, makes a little noise. One of the best knives I've seen out there as far as a folder. You can make a trainer that matches so you can train. Great platform. Used it for a lot of years. Now, you can use a pocket folder. This one, let's see if it works. There it did. Came out. It's got a little stud on there. So I'm about 80% coming out, opening up. So with one hand. And that's sometimes what you want to think about. Can I get it out and employ it? Great platform there. So see Mark in the shop for the exotic stuff. When we take the weapons and we put them on, whether it be a police officer, so 3 o'clock, they have a pocket knife, their duty gun, and then do they need a second knife? I personally think a lot of them do. Put it behind the mag pouches. Somebody comes in, front attack, rear attack, they can clamp the hand. Generally, the person is right there. They can come out and solve their problem, get them off them. So this is not an issue. A small fixed blade works well. So that's open carry for law enforcement. As far as we go in the civilian world, a lot of different options here. Now, I can carry here, or I can take and work a 26, for example, appendix. I can go from a bag to my belt real quick and then stash a mag pouch in my off pocket. I use an eyeglass case a lot of times. And so this can come off. If I need to go into a place I can't conceal, I can secure it. And so I do appendix carry too. Let's talk about appendix versus 3 o'clock. You see tools here. People going, why does he get the tools? Well, because the other half of my life is working tools like this, chainsaws, brush cutters. Brush cutter, if you ever work one, it lays right against your appendix. You will not want to wear appendix when you're out there cutting brush and doing things in the field. So do I carry weapons out there in the field? Yes, of course. Case history here. Nacogdoches, years ago, guys were working on a roof. Some kid twisted off with a 22, decided to shoot at him. They couldn't shoot back. I think he killed one of them. And the kid went back to bouncing on his trampoline or whatever back at his house. Crazy stuff happens. It's nice to be able to fight back and defend yourself. So where do we go? How do we layer up? Well, I like this platform. It's lightweight, good firepower. I can put a 15-round shield mag in there. So it takes a little getting used to as far as your muzzle flip and shooting fast, but it shoots accurate. Headshots 25. So that's what I usually look at. Can I do headshots at 25 with whatever we'll call it primary platform is? So I can wear it here. No big deal. Lefties, I'm not leaving you out. You just work whatever works for you, opposite. Now, can we do secondary guns or secondary locations? You bet. I have a cargo pocket here. I can carry, it's a Smith & Wesson 351C. It's the 22 mag and a DeSantis holster, and it keeps it all clean, nice, usually dry. So if I'm working this, I'm not getting sawdust in, I'm working a chainsaw, brush cutters, it's always there. And so, okay, can you carry that appendix? You bet. They make holsters, appendix for these little guns. They're great platforms. Now, we'll do other videos on, will they work? Yes, there's only a couple minor problems with it, and that's just shooting through glass, windshield glass. Open air, great, and they have good penetration. You just have to do your part. All right, so if I layer here as a civilian, we'll call it appendix carry, where do I put my other tools? Well, let's talk about that. So, all right, we can put tool here. So now I have access here. I try not to co-locate. Can I put a tool on the other side? Yes, I can. Can I take this, slide it in the pocket as a secondary? You bet. I did a video on how to make these little stand-ups, and what I do is take a fixed blade, drop it in there, and it's just nice, and I can do all my range of motion without getting jabbed in the abdomen. So that works. This works. This works here. You have to figure out your lifestyle and what you're going to carry, how you're going to carry it. So, yes, it's exposed, but you just throw a jacket on. You know, you Florida folks, yeah, light shirt, you know the deal. But look in the mirror, see if you're printing, and see if the material is so sheer that you can see through it and see what you have. Now, can we layer on top? Yes, we can. These blades, we can go on this side, offside here. And I use a 175 clip. You can get them off the internet. And I come out all steel. So great platform. I'm probably going to pull my sheath off if I have to use it, put it back in, and then put it back on my belt so I don't harpoon myself. So you have different techniques here to carry your tools. Now, can you go deep pocket? You bet. Things you need to look at on deep pocket is the length of your handles. Some of them are straight, and this one's not too bad straight, but I've been wearing it for a while, and sometimes it does give you a little shot depending on your pocket height. So you've got to see if you have deep pockets. Now, if that doesn't work, a bent, rounded, it doesn't jab you. So I can keep it in there, left hand. That could be my primary knife, and I don't have one on this side, and I have a handgun here appendix or here. Everything you do works, but you have to get it out and employ it. If you cannot, then it's a wasted tool. So again, think about it. Coy will get into, you want to do hand combat, knife combat, Coy does all that. Mark in the shop, Jamie, they make phenomenal knives. You have to figure out whether you want a single edge, whether you're allowed to have two edges. You can push this way, push this way. The problem is your drawbacks. So when I say drawbacks, let's say we can cut three ways or create a wound. So I can stab, I can fillet like this, or I can pull back and cut because I have a top edge here. You have to figure out whether you're legally allowed to have that, or you want to give up a third of your cutting area. So that's on you. I have done all this practice. I won't get into the ankle holsters. They're available. You can take the clips, put them on these little holsters here where this appendix, but what you have to do if you're going to work this platform is, and it's comfortable, let me tell you, and it's light, but to reholster, I'm probably going to pull it off. Once the gun comes out, I'm going to take it, put it in the holster, and then reattach it to my belt. You've got to learn. That's what the Patreon site is. All the different how-tos. Now, anything exposed here, you have to cover it up. So you have to figure out your garment. Summer, winter, light shirts, heavy shirts. Can they see through it? Does it cover it up? Now, can I get to it with a garment on? How do you practice getting to your platforms? You have a couple things here you need to think about. Buttons here or snaps or simply clearing garment. But you must practice that. And again, if you can't get it out and use it, employ it, then you might have a problem. So we start with this, your brain. Do I need to be there and thinking through it? We have talking, we have our hands, defensive tactics, then your tools. So your tools, they're layered. You have to figure out how to layer. I have bags that I can go light with, say, handgun in my cargo pocket, and I fight to this bag. I have more stuff, bigger stuff in the bag. Well, when I have that bag, It's off-body carry, yep, but I have a primary here. And then what I can do with that bag is I have medical in there too. So if I'm out in the field, especially on the properties and working with all the hand tools, I have medical with me because, oh yes, I've cut myself before. It just happens. You know, anybody out there that's done any kind of work, oh yeah, it will come. So I hope this helps you. The mixing and matching is huge. Lefties, I haven't forgot about you. You just do opposite, but you have to figure out how to lay your system and what you're going to carry day to day. If you look at the El Paso, back in, I think, 2019, the active shooter there at the Walmart, all the people out there that didn't have weapon platforms, you know, law enforcement officers didn't have weapon platforms to engage this person with, and sad. So Texas, I think there's like 1 million concealed weapon holders, but how many really know how to conceal properly, how to use their weapon? When's the last time they practice with it? We'll go into other videos, how to take these, make trainers, practice with it. That'll be on the Patreon, but I hope this answers your question on EDC. It's huge, and the variables out there are, you know, just infinite. That's a great thing about America, is we have all these choices, and we can, but the variable is really you and how much you're going to train and practice. So if you're going to carry fixed blades, you want to use that, see a reputable trainer. You know, the same thing with handguns, see a reputable trainer. Look at the holsters. Some holsters protect the weapon from getting funky. They're not as fast on the draw, but you have other methods to solve a problem. So again, you can talk defensive tactics, you can get out of the area, you can do different things, but again, have a layered system that fits your lifestyle. Hope this helps. Hope I didn't drag it out too long. You take care, be safe. I'll catch you on the range. Hi, Paul Howe, CSAT Way. I want to thank you folks for watching all our channels. So we have the YouTube, we have free content on the CSAT Way Facebook. If you want precision shooting techniques, go to the Patreon, CSAT Patreon site. For training, we have dedicated, we have private training, we have regularly scheduled classes. So you just let us know what you're interested in and we can help you out. We look forward to seeing you folks on the range. You take care, be safe.